Hello everyone, I'm Oscar470, and in today's video we're going to be doing a rundown of the evolution or rundown of every season so far in Fortnite. Fortnite Battle Royale. It seems like just yesterday we were playing Season 1. Now, well, we're almost at the end of Season 12. But I'm getting ahead of myself. In order to understand how we've gotten from Season 1 to Season 12 is the best way I can describe it. Let's go back to the beginning. Gentlemen, please set the Wayback Machine to the beginning of the Fortnite events. It's now 28:10, but we need to go back further. We need to go back a little bit further, Sherman. And stop. Okay. So, it's now the start of Fortnite, and the date is July 25th, 2017. Fortnite. Oh, I love you dearly. But could this be the final season of Fortnite? We'll find out in a minute. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. So, first of all, well, there was a game company created a battle royale game called Fortnite. You build, as you can see right there, and, well, you shoot. Shoot, build, and survive. Last one living wins, or last one to survive wins. Seemed like it was so much easier back then to, well, do anything. Building was cool, map was even cool, but we're still getting ahead of ourselves a little too much. So there were some people that were able to actually even do that type of thing. Last one standing wins. And so, this was pretty much how it was back in Season 1, but Epic wanted a little bit more money. The game was originally released on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. But let's get into Season 2. Season 2, yes. Season 2 introduced Battle Pass. Nothing like it. Costs the normal amount of basically, I think it was about 950 V-Bucks. Theme of the season was, well, of course, medieval themed. There were a couple characters for medieval theme. Being knights in shining armor. And all that type of stuff. And that was pretty much how it was. Not much to it. Let's get into Season 3's Battle Pass. Season 3. Now, this is where we get into the different events. As it took about 2 seasons before we'd get into seasons with events. But Season 3 was also the theme for all types of space stuff. John Wick was the bonus character, or an extra tier 100 character, unknown why. But this was pretty much how the season was, and I'm going to be quiet for a moment.
From the darkest depths of deep space, mystery is on a collision course with danger.
The world will never be the same. Brace for impact.
So, Season 3 brought us the live event of the meteors being able to destroy a Dusty Depot. bringing us a new location called Dusty Divot. But, and then season four's event was literally the rocket. The live event rocket, and caused a bit of riffs. Not much we could say for that. But, yeah. So, this was season 5. Season 5, with season 4's rocket causing rifts, it ended up causing a change and a chain reaction for season 5. Season 5 brought us the rifts and time traveling and real world rift zones being brought into the Fortnite world, bringing us some characters that would be like um, apparently season 5 was Worlds Collide. That was the name of it. Now, season 6. Season 5's live event was Kevin the Cube and all that type of stuff. Loot Lake got a whole bouncy thing for about a week and a half. Season 6 brought us Kevin the Cube back from the depths of Loot Lake. So, Kevin the Cube ends up deciding to levitate and float around the map, and that was pretty much how that was. So, and that would be season 6. Season 6 also brought us some really cool stuff for that. Darkness Rises was the theme for fall, and that's how it was. Season 7 was winter themed. Now, the bonus character for season 6 was called AIM. It was a robot, aimbot, play on words, all that type of stuff. But what was so special about that character was the whole um arms and legs. And I've brought this up a few times in videos in the past. Arms and legs were frosted. That ended up being the Easter egg and hint for the next season's theme, being ice and snow. Season 7 would be actually the season of snow and ice. Season 7's bonus character would end up actually being a fire character called the Prisoner. Season 7's character had fire as his ability. It made sense for Epic to actually put fire and ice as two elements back to back. And that was pretty much it for Season 7. And there were a few other live events that happened. So that was pretty much how that happened. Earthquakes happened, etc. Leading us into Season 8's theme with a volcano arriving. Season 8's theme was pirates. And so forth after that ended up causing for treasure hunts. Now, the whole volcano theme, and you'll be seeing in a minute with the prisoner character. And there he is, right on cue. So, prisoner was in fact in as a new character that would be brought in. Now, well, to be fair, volcano was the live event for the most part. Tilted Towers finally did get destroyed after many people had requested it. But this ended up causing for the next season to have to take place many, many years later. And this is what I end up actually thinking it was.
1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
2,000 years later.
So, yeah, there was that. And so we ended up having season 9's theme, which unfortunately, while the volcano erupted, we were forced to go into a bunker for X number of years. As the narrator said, from SpongeBob, 2,000 years later. So yeah, we have traveled 2,000 years into the future now for the first time, or however long it may have been. We don't exactly know because they never said anything. But the bunker was opened by some futuristic characters, and Long brought Neo Tilted. Now, that theme was futuristic, but also Keanu Reeves themed Battle Pass, with the Paradise Palms um, having John Wick's house, but also the Continental Hotel in Neo Tilted, and the word Neo being for Keanu Reeves' character in Fortnite, or in The Matrix as the hacker, and he is the one. That was pretty much it. And then Season nine's theme or live event was the robot versus monster. And that caused for the rifts and all that type stuff. So, this is where we're at, Season X now. So, yeah, Season X was the theme for that season. We are out of time for Chapter 2, or Chapter 1 rather, sorry. Leading us into Chapter 2 with the live event happening shortly after that. I will let you watch, like, what happened in the live event. And that was pretty much how it ended up ending with that uh, end event. But as we thought, but as some people were thinking, oh no, Fortnite's ended. That's all there is to it. We ended up getting this for a very long time. And this is narrator of SpongeBob. Please take it away on how long you think it may have taken for us to be stuck in this black hole until the next season.
6.5 hours later. A few inches later. Day 2, Day 3, Day 4. A few moments later. 1 eternity later. 3 days later. 12 seconds later. 3:28 a.m. 3 weeks later. Many months later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow for sure. 12 o'clock midnight. Meanwhile, 2 hours later, 8:01 p.m. The next day. Later, 20 minutes later, 6 hours later.
70 years later.
Meanwhile, 6 hours later. Later that same evening, several days later. 6 months later. 2 hours later. 4 to 6 weeks later. 1 minute, 37 seconds later. 10 seconds later. 346 minutes later. Much, much, much later. 3 days later. Opening night later. 3,000 years later. 1 week later. 7:59 a.m. 3 weeks later, 3 days later, 2 hours later, 48 hours later, 8 hours later, the following Thursday, 5 minutes later, 24 hours later, much later, much, much later, 7 hours later, epilogue, several song-filled hours later, a few minutes later, a little longer than a few minutes, eventually.
Thank you, SpongeBob SquarePants narrator, and I'll take it from here. So, we're now, after however long it was, just kidding, it was actually 48 hours of waiting, but it felt to some people like one eternity later, or however long. Not for me, 48 hours really not that long. But we actually ended up going to a whole new realm, or world, or whatever it was. And we brought along some new friends and all that type of stuff. Brought in some new abilities, which were very good. But let's discuss about what the events were. So, the events being Shadow versus, or not, sorry, getting ahead of myself. Alter versus Ego. And Alter being Shadow, and Ego being Ghost, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was the other way. Please let me know in the comments down below what it actually was. Thank you. So, that was how that season was. Now, Chapter 2, Season 2. We are back into present day now. Thank you all for being patient with me. It was a long road, 3 years time, and counting. Almost actually 4-year anniversary, or 3-year anniversary now. So yeah, we're about 2 months away from that. So season two's theme was in fact spies, as I actually did predict, but Alterverse and Ego changed to Shadow and Ghost. Now, this brings us into having the agency. Now, this is also very interesting. If you look real quick, you'll see that, well, the helicopters were finally added, thankfully. But also on that tree, if you freeze frame it, you can if you want to. There was actually the circle of 7, being a perfect circle, I guess. But it involves 7 of the 7 scientists, or Mystery 7, whatever you want to call it. And so that was how that was. Now, that's how that event is. We have yet to see how they were. Back in Season 1 of Chapter 2, we did end up seeing the Chaos Agent. He is yet to reappear into the story, but when they did the Slip Agents, Chaos Agent did appear for a brief second, meaning that he is still alive some way or other after all this time. So, that pretty much is how the season wraps up. Now, how about what the Doomsday event's going to be? Yay, let's hear about the Doomsday event. So my theories on the Doomsday event. I think it's going to be another rocket, which means events are happening again the same way they were before. Which means scientists' timeline is yet to end. Um, or the visitor's timeline is yet to end, which means this could be a very short season, or chapter rather. Now, Midas's vest, I don't know about the ghost style vest, but I chose the shadow vest, as you can see, well, pretty closely here in this clip. Um, well, we have a timer as well, now, so we've got six. The Doomsday event will be on Saturday, this coming Saturday. Saturday uh, well, it is actually well the 24th, I think is when I recorded this video. So yeah, so the 30th, I think. Yeah, I think it's about the Saturday the 30th. So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't care. Yeah, so that's that. We also will be having, so on the vest for the pattern on Midas's vest, tier level 100 character, for Shadow, his vest has the pattern of X. Now, X only appeared once, and to the best of my knowledge, and that was back in Season X with the whole end event where we traveled to Chapter 2. Now, Deadpool's skin was the bonus character, and I couldn't keep track of every bonus character, but let's discuss about Season Chapter 2, Season 2 being Deadpool. In his lobby room area, his room is flooded. That's the Easter egg for Season three's theme, being a flood or water theme. So we've got another element involved. What could be the full-on theme? What could be the vehicles? We've got the boats. Could we have a new variant of the helicopters? Possibly, but the helicopters can flow in water anyway. So, makes you wonder. What the locations are going to be, well, survive? Well, that has yet to be seen. I think because there have been co-titles for the live event and the next season, being A Storm is Coming. I think the next season's theme could also be somewhat of Terminator. I'll be back with Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, just kidding. If you thought that I was actually serious about that, well, uh, sorry to disappoint you. Not trying to do any clickbait, sorry. Um, and all that. But yeah. Also, Vista, baby. Yeah. I do a terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. Yeah, so sorry about that. Um, but yeah, we'll basically see what happens. Like, we will have to wait and see what happens with the live event, but I'm sure we will. So, um, thank you all for watching. I can't really think of anything else, but see you in the next video. Till then, take care, and as always, for me, I was Sony, carry on gaming. I will be continuing to do music videos. The next one will be a little bit of a surprise. My most recent music video that some of you may have seen was, in fact, of Need for Speed Butterflies and Hurricanes tribute music video. Um, I do not own any of the um, music or any of the copyrights. All are reserved to current um, owners. thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Till then, take care, and as always, for me, I will listen for somebody. Carry on gaming.